Nancy told me the truth, that she had absolutely nothing to do with it.
I just bet she did. Well, then why did you move out?
Well, I never moved in. I have a room at the King's Arms.
Oh, your luggage has a room at the King's Arms. Now you have a room there. Well, you know, we're both incredible examples of loyalty, aren't we, Charles?
Well, at least I didn't promise her untold wealth.
Hey, don't lay any guilt trips on me. I did my duty as a lawyer. I advised her faithfully and efficiently that the sky was falling, and I politely excused myself.
Mm-hmm. I was no less tactful.
Oh. Well, then why not just let it lie? Here, why don't we just celebrate the permit and let Nancy find somebody else's hand to hold?
Don't threaten me with big words like forcibly. I know my rights.
Oh, and what are your rights?
I'm a woman, and I can't be arrested by a male officer.
I think you mean we can't frisk you.
And we have no intention of doing that.
Well, listen, you just can't whisk in here with all this legal mumbo-jumbo
Would you like to
court
see a copy of the court order yourself?
Yes, I think I would. So why don't you just march down to the courthouse and get me a copy?
There's no need for that, Nancy. We have one right here.
And it's Mrs. Lawson to you.
If you don't mind, I'm trying to be patient here, but I think we should just get on with this. Do you mind?
How do I know this is legitimate? I have a right to call my attorney, you know.
Oh, I'm sure that Mr. Webster's already told you about this. What I don't understand is why I didn't tell you to get out while the getting's good.
Okay, that's enough talk. Now, you're going to go out peaceably or we're going to do something else.
Listen, you can't threaten me. I'm not going anywhere here. I don't care what you say.
Mitch, I don't want to have to do this.
I told you she was unreasonable.
Unreasonable? Huh.
I've got the handcuffs right here.
Oh, great, handcuffs. Yeah, well, it's going to take a lot more than that.
Nancy, don't be a fool.
It takes one to know one, Dunbar.
All right, Miss Lawson, you're under arrest for trespassing. You have the right to remain silent.
Which I dearly hope you'll use.
You have the right to speak to an attorney. If you can't afford one, one will be appointed for you.
Oh, Alex, I've been looking for you.
Look, full house again.
We're not turning away patients, are we?
No, not yet. We're just above water. What was it you wanted to see me about?
Well, I just talked with Bradford Slate.
The arson investigator.
And what he told me may help me sleep a little better tonight.
Oh? What was that?
Well, do you remember the elderly gentleman who was killed in the fire at Hollister Square? Yeah, Mr. Lasky?
Yes, he was the only casualty in the fire.
Well, that's what I thought, too. But Mr. Slate was kind enough to tell me about the coroner's report. It seems Mr. Lasky died of a coronary thrombosis at least 24 hours prior to the fire.
Well, I thought the preliminary findings indicated smoke inhalation.
No, only preliminary suspicions.
Oh. Well, you know what that means, don't you?
Uh-huh. It means Webster and Carpenter and whoever else is no longer guilty of homicide.
Well, they can still face arson charges, can't they?
Well, quite honestly, I don't think that will happen. The investigation's been closed. County Commissioner Slaymaker has decided enough has been done.
Well, you know, speaking of investigations, someday that Slaymaker's turn's going to come up.
Well, Alex, you know there is an election coming up in April. Maybe you could give old Slaymaker a run for his money.
Politics? Me? No, thank you. Medicine is quite hazardous enough. But, you know, someone needs to get on that commission that can handle the Slaymakers and the Carpenters.
The Websters.
Yeah. Oh, what about you, Ben? Young, attractive, have sort of a Kennedy look about you?
Well, Alex, as you said, we need to find someone. But it isn't me.
Come in.
Harold, I've come over here on an important business matter. The least you could do is save that important literature you're reading till tonight.
I know why you're here. And I got good news.
Permit for Hollister Mall.
Obtained. It was a long time in coming.
Well, everything seems to be in proper order.
I looked it over myself.
How comforting.
Well, initial construction can start any time now. You know, it's going to be real nice to start looking like a hero in the community again.
Oh, is that what we're going to be?
Yeah. A bold new venture, forging a renaissance in the pit of a decaying city.
Oh, please. Save that for the groundbreaking ceremony.
Well, you don't look too impressed. You know, time was, we would have done anything to get this permit.
As I recall, we did.
So what's bothering you now?
Another one of your clients.
Oh, yeah, the one you've been sleeping with.
Watch what you say, Webster.
Sorry. Nancy's not my client anymore.
Oh?
Yeah, I dropped her. You heard about the real will being found?
I moved my belongings out of a house that didn't belong to her.
Yeah, it never really did belong to her.
You know, I really don't fully understand that situation. Nancy told me the truth, that she had absolutely nothing to do with it.
I just bet she did. Well, then why did you move out?
Well, I never moved in. I have a room at the King's Arms.
Oh, your luggage has a room at the King's Arms. Now you have a room there. Well, you know, we're both incredible examples of loyalty, aren't we, Charles?
Well, at least I didn't promise her untold wealth.
Hey, don't lay any guilt trips on me. I did my duty as a lawyer. I advised her faithfully and efficiently that the sky was falling, and I politely excused myself.
I was no less tactful.
Oh, well, then why not just let it lie? Here, why don't we just celebrate the permit and let Nancy find somebody else's hand to hold?
Let go of me, you Kojak reject!
Mitch, you want to give me a hand
Why,
here?
sure.
I'm gonna scream!
Mrs. Lawson.
I'm gonna scream and then everyone's gonna hear me, all the neighbors!
And what the good neighbor's gonna do,
The
huh?
neighbors are going to call the police. Now, you see how we're cutting corners here?
Don't you touch me!
That's a decision you're making.
Don't you come near me!
Listen, you're going to walk out of here with me, or I'm going to drag you out of here. You understand?
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Any excuse to touch me, you pervert, you...
Don't judge me by standards you use on yourself.
I'm gonna use insult as a growing list of things that I'm suing you for. Don't you touch...
That's one for the money.
Mrs. Lawson, I strongly suggest you cooperate.
And that's two to go.
Leave me alone!
Come on, come
I'm
on.
gonna sew the badge off of you!
Come
You
on.
leave me alone!
Come on.
Oh, my.
Peter, for your first shot at fixing an entire dinner, you did a wonderful job. You know, planning chocolate pudding after macaroni and cheese is interesting.
I think maybe innovative would better describe
Well,
it.
it's very good.
Oh, and don't worry. Take all you want. I use skim milk.
Fine. I will take that comment and more chocolate pudding both in stride. Peter, what were those forms you were filling out the other day?
Oh, the forms for the Honor Society. Fat chance I have of getting that.
No, I don't think they were for the Honor Society. They looked a lot more official than that.
They're just some papers for school. They're really not important.
Mitch! Come on in.
I got a present for you, Terry.
Whose keys are these?
Yours? They did belong to Nancy.
They kicked her out?
No, son, we dragged her out. Sergeant Brubaker and I. Oh, Terry, you remember how sweet Nancy had all the locks changed. Now, you'd be well advised to do the same thing. Who knows who she gave keys to?
Mitch, you have done it. You settled out of court. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Glad it's finally over.
Well, it is for us, but not for Nancy. She's on her way to jail.
Mitch.
Well, it had to be, Terry. She resisted eviction. She violated a court order.
Well, how long is she going to be in there?
Now, don't go getting all sad and sorrowful on me. Please. I don't know how long she's going to be held. But for her sake, and yours, I hope it's a long time.
Get your hands
Just
off of
take
me,
it
you
easy.
creep. Leave me alone.
Take it easy.
Can I please have these things taken off my wrists? They're killing me.
They were designed for my comfort, not yours.
Well, at any rate, just take them off. They're hurting me. I can't stand it.
Jackie, this is Nancy Lawson, evicted from the Lindsay home as per Judge Slaymaker's order.
The court order. I have the file here. Can I make a phone call, please? Aren't I entitled to that much?
I'm gonna be standing real close by, so don't try anything, all right?
Oh, don't worry. I won't have to, because as soon as my attorney hears about this, you're going to be joining the ranks of the unemployed.
Law office.
Hello, Harold. This is Nancy. I need your help.
Now, Nancy, I'm not going to take any more abuse from you.
Listen, this is important. I'm at the police station.
Why?
Because it's located next to the jail, which is my next stop, unless you do something.
You didn't leave the house and they arrested you. I told you to get out while you could.
Harold, please, can you come down here and post my bail?
Look, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. You violated a court order. It's a non-bailable offense.
What?
You can't post bail. They won't set any.
But they always set bail. I just... Harold, look, you gotta do something. You can't leave me here.
And nothing I can do.
How could you do this to me?
Nancy, I told you days ago we were finished.
Listen, Harold, I know why you're doing this. It's because of Charles and me, isn't it? Well, look, after I'm done with this, we'll work... Look, can I make one more call?
I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
One call
just
is all
one
you get.
call.
All right, make it quick.
Yes, King's Arms, may I have Charles Carpenter's room, please? Don't tell me he's not there. Well, where did he go? All right, okay. Well, look, can you leave a message for me? Tell him Nancy called and that I'm down at the police station. And check his room every 10 minutes, will you please? Do you understand? Okay.
It is time to get booked.
Well, wait a minute. He's going to call me back any second now. I know it.
Don't hold your breath.
Come on. Alone. Peter. Hey, Peter.
Ew, yuck. Chocolate pudding and macaroni? Fill out Form A, sections 1 through 16 for basic scholarship application and/or grant. Form B...
Come on.
Hey, Peter, what is this? You don't need a scholarship. Mom isn't...
Lori, these are private papers.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude and...
I want your word. You won't discuss this with anyone.
Not even you?
Not even me.
Okay. You have my word.
Thank you.
Is Mom here?
Nope. She's over at Grandma's. Oh, Mitch came by. Aunt Nancy got thrown out of there today.
Fantastic! I mean, well, I'm glad it's all over.
Yeah, me too. But, like you said, fantastic.
Mom, I got an A on my spelling test today.
That's fantastic.
I only missed impossible.
Well, why worry about a word that we Redlands never believe in? Hello, Gene.
Carla?
Hey, Jimmy, why don't you go downstairs and get Dad an evening paper, buddy?
Dad, you already read the paper.
Well, then get one for Mom.
You two guys want to talk, huh?
While you're at it, get yourself a pack of gum.
I'm gonna check out the Space Invaders.
I'm glad you're being reasonable about me seeing him, Gene.
Yes, well, reasonable is making sure that the boy's home by 10 and that he does his homework.
Reasonable is defining the terms of our divorce.
Well, that's history. I took care of that 2 years ago.
It's history that defines my alternatives now. Tell me the terms.
I don't know, just a bunch of legal things like whereases and thereupon.
We never were divorced. You stopped the filing and the action was suspended. Now, isn't that true, Gene?
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm trying to give you a chance to confess what you've never told me.
The simple truth, Carla, is that you were trapping me.
That's not true. Now, we're still legally married. My attorney investigated everything.
Oh, yes. And where did you find him?
In your office, as a matter of fact. And he's been quite helpful. Now, what I'd like to know is, why didn't you get the divorce?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was hoping that you would come back. When I couldn't find you for the first 4 months, I don't know. I waited for 6 months, and then when they couldn't find you, I told them to drop the whole thing. I guess I was hoping against hope.
But you had 2 years, Gene.
Yeah, but there were other things more important, Carla, when I thought that you were gone for good. I mean, like living for Jimmy and my mom and the job.
But how do you feel now?
I don't know. Yes, yeah, I do know. I wish you'd never come back, and I can't wait until you leave.
Well, since we are still legally married, Mr. Webster has advised me of my legal rights to Jimmy, and I intend to take my rightful place as that boy's mother, and that's all I've got to say to you.
Well, then fine. I mean, if I didn't settle it 2 years ago, well, then I'll settle it right now while you're here. Wait a minute, Harold Webster, please. Carla, tell me that's not the Harold Webster I'm thinking of.
He was in your office the day I came looking for him.
Harold Webster? Carla, I don't believe this. The man is a crook.
Look, he's been very thorough. Now, why don't you just run on back to Mama, because I wouldn't want to mess up your little precious schedule anymore.
I don't think you want to take this to court, Carla. Even Harold Webster can't prove you a fit mother.
I love Jimmy.
No, you love Carla, and you'll never change.
Get out of here!
Have the boy home by 10.
You're both so bullheaded. Maybe that's why you don't get along. You're too much alike, like mother, like daughter.
Terry, don't say that. Don't say that ever again.
I'm sorry.
Terry, I'm not Nancy's mother.
Mother, you don't mean that. You're serious, aren't you?
Nancy is your half-sister. You have the same father.
I can't believe it.
Oh, I can take care of myself.
Yes, yes. The Nora Lindsay Credo, and I have never believed it for a minute. I think this tension between you and Nancy is causing your illness.
Oh, am I going to be billed for this diagnosis, or does it come free with the visit? Oh. Terry, I'm sorry, but talking this out between us isn't going to do any good at all. We both know who the real problem is.
We were just looking at some old pictures of yours.
No, those are young pictures of him.
Mother, why didn't Mitch come in with you?
Oh, they took him home.
They? What happened? Didn't you two go together?
Well, we went together, but we left separately. That has to be the most boring party I've been to in ages. When they advertised for senior citizens, they meant senior citizens.
Why?
Mitch and I were the youngest couple there. We won the dance contest hands down.
Oh, that's great.
We were the only couple left standing when the music stopped.
worried you'd take all my jewelry and leave me with this thing. I know who I am.
The ID tag is for our sake. We get a lot of prostitutes, con artists, thieves, and muggers through here. We wouldn't want to confuse you with them.
Great. I'm glad you're looking out for my best interest.